Oh, it's so awesome to be able to connect with you, and I'm excited to share your story as we're doing these interviews. So if you would, just share how PSYCH-K found you or how you found PSYCH-K, however that flow happened for you, Teresa.
Well, it's quite an interesting story, Robin. I'll try to give you the Cliff Notes version. I work as a healer and a health and wellness coach, and I just had attained a new client. And on my intake form, I always ask, do you believe in a higher power? And this client said no. And I was totally thrown by that because I wasn't sure how I was going to fit my work. And so I decided to send him Bruce Lipton's book, The Biology of Belief, but I hadn't read it yet. So I decided that I better read the book. And that's how I discovered PSYCH-K. And I was so blown away by what I read. That was in April. And by August, I was in a class.
Well, fantastic. I love that. And did he read the book?
Yes,
Just
he did.
Curiosity.
Well, actually, I sent him the audio book, so he listened. Yes,
Very
and so it created a huge transformation for both of us.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that. We love Bruce also.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And so as you've worked, so how many years ago was that? You've been around PSYCH-K for quite a while.
About 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. So if someone asked you what is PSYCH-K, how would you help them understand?
I tell people that it is a quick and effective method to shifting limiting subconscious beliefs.
Yep, absolutely. All truth. All of that is true. Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. So people love to hear, and I love to hear, transformations that you've experienced or someone's experienced. And what's beautiful about PSYCH-K is there's not one focus. It can be physical transformation. It can be mental, spiritual, like this gentleman. It can be, all areas, adults and children, all kinds of things. So what would be something you'd love to tell either from your own life experience and or a client that you've worked with?
Well, it is my go-to tool with my clients because it is so quick and effective. And my whole goal in working with my clients is to, help them to get on their feet and get balanced. And then like a mother bird, I like to push them out of the nest and watch them fly. So I use it every day with my clients. But for me, I'd like to speak about me personally. I knew 7 years ago when I found PSYCH-K that there was a missing piece, just like the book. I knew there was a missing piece and I couldn't put my finger on it. And so, I got into that PSYCH-K class and started to work on my limiting beliefs. I think the most powerful thing for me is how effective it is at transforming childhood limiting beliefs, those beliefs that get set between the ages of 0 and 7, or now we even know that they start getting planted even before birth, right?
Right.
And so for me, reversing those deep-seated childhood limiting beliefs, that's been the biggest for me. But I use it for everything. I've even used it for pain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. It is. And sometimes people are like, wait, it can't be used for all of this, whatever the this is. And actually it can, because we're directly working with the subconscious beliefs, which, you could say is the origin program for all of our behaviors and all of our decisions. And I love that you brought in, as Bruce discusses and lots of people have now picked up, is that those origin beliefs are often founded from in utero, and certainly from birth to age 7. We're just like little sponges, and what someone says, we don't really discern, and we just take it as fact. And a lot of people have done a lot of different modalities like you did prior, and they've touched it and they thought they were done with it. And what I found is often there's still some residual issue, you know, around guilt or shame or fear or something. That origin turns out to be childhood. Even though we don't have to, as facilitators of this, we don't have to ask what was the origin. Isn't that awesome?
That's what I love. And I explain that to clients. As a matter of fact, I was working with a client yesterday and I explained that it's kind of like a surgeon. He doesn't need to know about your car accident. He just needs to go in and fix the damage and you're good to go, right?
Exactly.
I love that because we don't need to relive those traumas and we don't need to even talk about them.
No, no. And, you know, the beautiful thing is the balance processes, which are what we call the transformation processes. Often, you know, that actual process in and of itself might be 5 or 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right? For a particular thing. They can be longer and they can be shorter, but in average. And, you know, when it has to do with fears or phobias or PTSD, et cetera, you've probably seen it like I have. I mean, it's miraculous how things can shift for people in that short period of time. And they're just like blown away. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, exactly. So awesome. And that probably brings up some of the doubts. You know, what did you experience as a doubt around, you know, PSYCH-K, or what have you heard people say? Is it possible? You know, it's too easy, it's too simple, it's too quick. What are some of the things that you've heard?
Well, you know, my personal doubts, because I had been seeking since 1982, and I thought I had been through everything that.
Seen it all. Yeah.
Yeah. And to find out that PSYCH-K had been around for so long, you know, and of course, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right?
Right.
Well, I thought I was ready long before that. But I went into the class skeptical. Like, could it really be that easy? Could it really be that easy? And I think that's the same skepticism that some of my clients have.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really that easy? I worked on forgiveness with a client one day, and I watched as the tears transformed into a smile. And when I asked her, how do you feel? She said, I'm afraid. And I said, afraid of what? She said, that was too easy. I'm afraid it's going to come back.
Right.
And I said, well, if it does, we'll just do another balance, but I don't think it's going to. So
yeah, it is. There's a part of us, and it is a belief that we get programmed with. I had to deal with this one, is that if it's not hard and difficult, then there's no value, or it can't really be working. If I have to work hard at something for it to be that, you know, and no, we can shift quickly. And sometimes that's the initial belief somebody might need to shift, is change can be fun and easy, right?
Yes, it can.
Absolutely. Beautiful. So if someone, you know, you're talking to and they're like, I don't know, maybe should I do a workshop? Should I do a session? I don't know. What advice would you give someone along those lines?
I recommend people have a session if they're in doubt. And I actually have had clients come to me specifically for that. They want to dip their toe in the water so they can experience it first and then decide if they want to invest in taking the class. And so that would be my best recommendation. You know, work with a facilitator and see what you think.
Exactly. Yeah. Because for everyone, there's lots of modalities available, and it aligns with people at different times in their life, like you, certain things aligned. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait, where has this been? So absolutely. Some people do sessions first, or a session to dip their toe in the water and get a beautiful experience, and then choose to go to the workshops, or they may choose to continue to do sessions. And others immediately like, yep, I'm jumping, and they go straight to a workshop. And the beautiful thing that, sometimes the question I get is, what's the difference between a session and a workshop? And, with a session, we're assisting and guiding the partner, but they're not learning the processes. They're getting to transform their own experiences. With the workshop, where they're actually learning the processes while they get to move through their own belief shifts and transformations. And then they can use it ongoing after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's only 3 days. I mean, you can, yeah, it's amazing.
It's a powerful 3 days.
It absolutely is. Right. So is there anything that, you know, in your 7 years of experience with PSYCH-K, is there anything that you have found challenging about it?
The biggest challenge I have found with PSYCH-K is not enough people know about it, because it's such a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully this interview process will help people find out more about it. But absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think there are any other challenges that I have found.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. And part of it is, you know, you've probably experienced this, is somebody has an issue in their life, and you're like, well, we could explore this, and they have their own blocks up. So they may or may not know about it, but even if we invite them, sometimes they're like, no, I want to hold on to this. I want to sit in the chaos for a little while longer. They wouldn't say that, but that's what it, yeah. Isn't that what it, yeah.
Yeah, so, well, you know, change is one of the most frightening things for people, and it takes courage to change. But I'm telling you, the light on the other side is so beautiful.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Well, and one of the beautiful things about PSYCH-K is it's not change from the outside. It's you're in control of what you're changing. So change happens to us, but most often it's like a revolution. It comes in on us versus I'm going to choose to evolve into this change in the order, direction, time frame that I want to do it. Right. So we really give them the control over it. You know? Yeah, beautiful. So is there anything else in general that you'd like to share before we end this? Well,
my overall experience with PSYCH-K has just been amazing over the past 7 years. I've experienced numerous instructors, including you. Each one brings their own flair to a workshop. And just the whole experience has been wonderful. You know, I would just recommend that people give it a try, because it is life-changing and in such a positive way. And right now, the world needs healing now more than ever before. And we can do that so quickly and easily with a tool like PSYCH-K.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you. And I know you do private sessions, so would you share your website? We'll also have it in the text of the video.
Yes, my website is my name. So it's Teresa, Teresa, Bruni, B as in boy, RUNI.com.
Awesome. Very good. Thank you so much, Teresa. And
you're welcome. It was great to see you again.
You too. You too. I look forward to another time when we can do that. All right. Thank you.
Bye now.